listen up there, YouTube. Chip here with the Conyers Motorcycle Motovlog. Hey YouTube, what's up? So this morning I just want to talk about a recent trip I took to Atlanta, Georgia. Got a chance to ride the GD250R from Hyosung. So this is the brand new bike for 2017 that they're bringing over here. It is quite unique in the way it's assembled. The shining point of the bike is the way it rides and handles. It's not a powerhouse, you know. I mean, in the 250 class, I mean, I used to own a CBR 250R. It's very similar, you know, in the power category. The type of power delivery that it offers, very similar. But the shining point on this bike is going to be the way the suspension is built, the way the braking is. Really, I mean, really strong braking, really competent suspension on the bike. It really holds a line. It takes, you know, I wasn't able to shake it, you know, loose at all. Almost immediately after getting on the bike, I mean, the very first turn I took, I realized, man, when you just give it just the smallest amount of input, how quickly it responds, and you know how well it follows the line. I mean, it's immediately apparent when you get on the bike. The other thing I noticed, it's a bike with a pretty short wheelbase, but you know, it seemed to absorb the bumps pretty well. You know, lots of times when you're on a, you know, lightweight, short wheelbase bike, it's, you know, pretty easy to shake it loose going over some bumps in a corner. Seemed to really hold pretty well. Was really pleasantly surprised. It is quite a, you know, super sport riding position. You know, you are definitely weighted. You know, your weight is leaned over the triple tree. You know, of course, that makes for, you know, quicker handling. You know, more weight on the front tire for, you know, that quicker steering response. But you know, it was really a nice bike. I really enjoyed the ride. It was definitely worth the 8-hour ride up to Georgia to get a chance to test drive it. So the real shining point on the bike. Now, you happen to probably notice I'm on a pretty twisty road right now. This road, you know, a bike like that on a road like this would be just an absolute hoot. The steering geometry on it, like I said, it is just, you know, absolute tops. There are, you know, probably some other bikes in its class, you know, that will, you know, outperform it as far as actual engine performance, but I don't think there's going to be many that will touch it in the, you know, braking and handling department. So, you know, like I said, it is a shining spot on the bike. So, you know, I kind of want to touch base on a couple of things. You know, when I was got up to the demo ride, you know, I had to kind of quickly get geared up and get ready for the ride, so I didn't really have a whole lot of time to prepare. I used the word chassis in my review quite a bit because of just a lack of a better terminology, but what I was really impressed with was the, you know, the ride and handling of the bike. Like I said, it's something that you immediately notice as soon as you start throwing it into a turn. So it's a pretty impressive bike. Just kind of want to touch base on that, maybe kind of clarify a few points. The other thing about the bike that I find to be, you know, it is a particularly attractive bike. It looks, like I said, it has a very European look to it. You know, kind of shares some of the, you know, the lowbrow Ducati look in the front. You know, it's you know, quite modern looking. Trellis frame. You know, it's a very attractive bike. Again, it's you know, small as far as overall dimensions. You know, the kind of bike, is it the kind of bike I'd want? Well, you know, yeah, I'd really want one if I could afford to have two bikes, and, you know, use a bike like this for my daily rider, and then use that for just a weekend toy or something. But, you know, it's not practical for a guy like me that uses his bike as a daily transportation. However, like I said, if it was just like that weekend toy, I'd love to have one. You know, because that's, like I said, it's really shiny spot. So I just wanted to kind of touch base, kind of do a little review of the bike. Like I said, I did a full review of all the 2016 models plus the 2017 GDR 250R. It's kind of a lengthy review because, you know, it's about an hour long, so it covers, you know, most of the range of motorcycles. But I just kind of wanted to highlight this one particular bike, something that's new to the shores, something that there may be not a lot of information about out there just yet. I'm going to try and gather a little of the specs on it that I can share with you. But again, this is Chip from the Conyers Motorcycle, and I'm talking to you about the GD250R, and I will talk to you real soon, guys. Bye!
Hey guys, Chip here with the Iconic Sports Cycle Motovlog, and it looks like I'm going to be one of the first official riders of this new GD250R. Looking forward to this. Pretty excited. Gonna follow in behind the rest of the guys. Has a little different feel to it. Definitely very super sportish. Looks like I'm at the back of the ride, so that's fine. This has a very super sport feel to it. Oh wow, this thing turns real easy. I'm gonna get a first impression of this. Oh my goodness. Now I know what they're talking about on the chassis on this thing. This thing's engine's kind of vibration, but my goodness, the chassis on this thing's phenomenal. Rear brakes real good. Just adjust this mirror a little bit. There we go. Yeah, brakes are a little bit more touchy on this one than my Hyosung, but really has a good feel to it. I haven't really had a chance to get it out on the open road yet, but you know, this so far feels real good. Following Captain America up there. Wow, not too bad. I mean, it's no powerhouse, but my goodness, I mean, the steering on this, the chassis is great. Got to use the gears a little bit. Again, I'm used to the 650, so no big difference there. I really like the look of this bike. I think the riding position is probably a little too aggressive for me. Like the instrumentation. I like the it's got a gear indicator there. That's really nice. Kind of prefer a analog tack. This has got the bar that goes across the top of the screen, but it's still nice. It's pretty legible. So apparently I'm one of the first people to ride the GD250 on US roads, so that's kind of a first. I guess the other guys wanted to go with the bigger bikes to start with. That's a nice road to try it out on, looks like. Pleasant. Yeah, this the chassis on this bike, it's really controlled and flickable. Kind of really, you know, absorbs bumps well for such a short wheelbase bike. You know, you don't feel like, you know, when you hit a bump it's gonna lose it, which is nice. Fourth gear climbing a pretty steep incline here. Looks like there's an uphill here, which is kind of nice. Well, actually, the more The more I ride it, it seems more comfortable it gets. As unusual as that may sound. I'm going to try the 250 there. I'm going to try the 250 GT and the GTR 250. Oh, good. Let's turn ahead. Awesome. There's my sign. It's got good engine braking. I'm not having to use the brakes a lot. I'm using the engine to slow it down. I like that. That's one of the things I really like about my GT650R. It's got great engine braking. Now I notice this bike has a single disc on the front as opposed to the GTR 650R, you know, has the double disc in the front. A little bit of a sweeping turn here, and I gotta say I like it. Holds the line really well. Yeah, just rolling off throttle here, so let's get some good engine brake in there. Now, as much as I ride bikes, you wouldn't think that a thing like having a gear indicator would be important, but you know what? I really like a gear indicator. This is a great looking bike. I didn't get a real chance to do a quick walk around on it, but man, it's a really good looking bike. Looking a little bit more European in the front there. Picked a great route because it has a lot of nice turns on it. Seat's very comfortable on this. I can tell you by looking at it, the seat looks like it's really, you know, high quality material. It's got some red stitching in it. You know, it's kind of got some nice detail to it. This is definitely a shorter bike than the GTR. You know, it's a little bit more cramped ergonomics, but yeah, it's kind of a, I mean, it's really fun. Looks like we're heading back to the dealership. We get to try a different one. Switch gear is pretty easy to use, easy to find everything. All right. Well, that was a lot of fun. Oh, it's got a little bit more tilt on the... Yeah, this is a great looking bike. love the red trellis frame on it. Adjustable shock in the rear. Comes off at the back angle. It's got the low exhaust. Like I said, it's got the single disc up in the front, but seemed to be pretty effective. I mean, the rear brakes grab real good. Really surprised about that. Got kind of nice matte finish on it. Looks really good. Like the way it looks, like the way it feels. Should be a lot of fun.